Lou Dobbs issues a 5-alarm warning about Paul Ryan that concerns all Trump supporters by us4trump.com. President Trump is under assault by his usual critics and relentless opponents, whether the Dems, the Rhinos, the national left-wing media, or the deep state, declared Lou Dobbs. On Friday night, Lou Dobbs took President Trump haters to the woodshed in an explosive segment aired on his show, Fox Business, Lou Dobbs Tonight. Lou Dobbs started by praising President Trump, noting that he can handle all of his haters at the same time if need be. We've never seen a president achieve as much as Trump has within his first 2 years, all while punching back at his opponents for the American people. Dobbs went on to point out the fact that President Trump beat the deep state who tried to make Hillary Clinton president by covering for her corruption and deceit. The FBI and Justice Department intended to stop Trump's presidential bid, but they failed and failed miserably, Dobbs said. Yes, they did. Dobbs went after Rhino Paul Ryan, saying on the same day that his administration announced tariffs on $50 billion of Chinese imports, Trump made it clear he will not support a wrong-headed, weak-kneed immigration bill supported by so-called, quote, moderates, one of 2 bills that Rhino Ryan wrote behind closed doors. A second bill was created by the same lame duck speaker who created the Schumer liberal bill, the same Ryan who represents only the establishment interests of the globalists, the Chamber of Commerce, the Business Roundtable, Koch brothers, and Wall Street. They own Rhino Ryan, Dobbs explained. Yes, they do. Dobbs pointed out that President Trump is to be credited for his demand to solve the immigration issue, but Congress isn't helping or securing our borders. The president tweeted Friday on immigration, saying the Democrats are forcing the breakup of families at the border with their horrible and cruel legislative agenda. Any immigration bill must have full funding for the wall, end catch and release, visa lottery, and chain, and go to merit-based immigration. Go for it. Win. Dobbs reminded his viewers that President Trump assured voters in 2016 there would be no amnesty. He'd secure the border and build the wall. However, Paul Ryan has declared he wants open borders, unrestricted immigration, and opposed President Trump at almost every turn, including betraying him. If Ryan has his way with open borders, chain migration, any form of lottery, and further deceives both Trump and his voters, Ryan will have betrayed the president and most certainly will have destroyed the GOP's chance of holding the House, Dobbs exclaimed. Dobbs then pleaded with President Trump to keep his promises and assuring the president that we have faith in him. He added that nothing will give the Dems a greater advantage for the upcoming midterms if he breaks his promise. We all have faith in you, Mr. President. Promises made, promises kept, Dobbs concluded. Very true. This is a pivotal moment for Donald Trump in America. He promised there would be no amnesty and that he would build the wall. We have faith the president will keep those promises, make America great again, and Trump train and hashtag Dobbs. You see, Traitor Ryan.
Assault by his usual critics and relentless opponents and enemies, whether the Dems, the Rhinos, the national left-wing media, or the deep state. No matter, this president has demonstrated over and over that he can handle all of them, and all at the same time, if need be. Look at what's happened since he took office. The FBI and its director intended to make Hillary Clinton president of the United States. How did that work out? The FBI and the Justice Department intended to stop Trump's presidential bid and stop it cold. They failed, and they failed miserably. And President Trump has succeeded, and succeeded in extraordinary terms. He has, in less than a year and a half, become a historic president. So successful that it's ludicrous to try to list his achievements because there are so many, and the list grows by the day. And on the same day that he and his administration announced tariffs on $50 billion of Chinese imports, President Trump makes it clear that he won't support a wrong-headed, weak-kneed immigration bill supported by so-called moderates in the House, read Schumer-like liberals. One of two bills headed to the floor that Rhino Ryan wrote behind closed doors. Unfortunately, a second bill created by the same lame duck speaker who created the Schumer-like liberal bill. The same Rhino who represents only the establishment interests of the globalists, the Chamber of Commerce, the Business Roundtable, the Koch brothers, and Wall Street. You know, the ones who created most of the problems. They own Rhino Ryan, and here they come again. President Trump is to be credited for his demand to solve the immigration issue. But Congress isn't solving the illegal immigration issue, and surely isn't securing our borders with this legislation. There has been, I will remind everyone, no debate on this legislation. It was written, if you will, in the dark of night. No amendments. The bill crafted, well, not even near the light of day. In fact, Ryan's Congress is no more open and participatory than Russia's Duma. That's the way the establishment wants it. Perhaps, by the way, less than the Duma. President Trump tweeted that any immigration bill must have the full funding for the wall, in catch and release, visa lottery, and chain migration, and go to merit-based immigration. Go for it, said the president. The president assured voters in 2016 in the campaign that there would be no amnesty, that he would secure the border, that he would build the wall. Paul Ryan has declared he wants open borders, unrestricted immigration, and has opposed President Trump at almost every turn in his short time in office. And he has betrayed the president at almost every opportunity presented. Now, this is the pivotal moment for the Republican Party and perhaps for this president as well. If Ryan and his rhinos have broken the president's promise to build the wall, if Ryan and his rhinos have their way on open borders and continued chain migration at any level, any form of lottery visas, and further deceives both the president and his voters, Ryan will have betrayed the president and the party, and most certainly will have destroyed the Republican chance of holding their majority in the House. Promises made, Mr. President. Promises made. Please keep your promises. Keep your promises. You know that's the only course that serves the national interest and the tens of millions of Americans you promised not to forget. Nothing you could do would break their hearts sooner or any more than to break that promise. Nothing you could do would give greater comfort to the Dems. Nothing you could do would give the Dems greater advantage in the upcoming midterms than for you to break that promise. Nothing would do more harm. We all have faith in you, Mr. President. Promises made, promises kept.
Well, I totally agree with that. I mean, but, you know, it's very difficult when everybody's fighting you, you know, all at once, the same thing going on continuously, you know. I mean, it is disgraceful. It is disgraceful. Can you just imagine what would have taken place had Hillary won? You know, I get scared just thinking about that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.